continued drama surrounds Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Johnny and Amber's initial trials contrasting defamation cases began in April 2016, although they are still pending. The court determined in June that Johnny had defamed Amber and Amber had defamed Johnny. Johnny received $10 million in compensation, while Amber received $2 million, leaving Amber with $8 million to give Johnny. We believe the case to be finished until Amber challenged her $10 million judgment in July. Johnny then filed his own appeal a few months later, which was just recorded on this month's 2nd. To show how difficult civil litigation is, I'm glad the courts decided to broadcast Johnny and Amber's civil trial. However, as police officers, we can clearly see where civil law and criminal law diverge and how crucial our inquiries are. The two categories of law have many points in common and in contrast. Instead of worrying about each distinction, I want you to pause and consider the points at which the criminal justice system and the civil justice system overlap. As officers and command staff, we must pay close attention to the intersection. Upholding people's and companies' rights is the goal of civil litigation. In essence, the goal of civil litigation is to make whole the victim. Criminal litigation is much more focused on upholding state law and order. Criminal law is about establishing order, punishing criminal behavior, and rehabilitating offenders. It's possible that cops don't immediately understand why they're responding to a demand for assistance. The police will probably depart the scene after determining that an investigation is not criminal in nature, and leave a brief CAD comment on what transpired. Exactly that occurred when the police arrived to Amber's condo. Beyond a reasonable doubt is the high level of proof in criminal cases. Preponderance of the evidence is a much lower standard of proof on the civil side. When an officer looks into a crime, they might not have enough evidence to make an arrest or might not be able to prove their case in court. The officer should nonetheless file the report even if there isn't enough evidence to make an arrest in the case of a crime. Keep in mind that the report can still be used by additional prosecutors and investigators on the civil side. Due to double jeopardy, criminal appeals are uncommon and occasionally forbidden by the Fifth Amendment. However, in the civil judicial system, both parties are allowed to appeal. After Amber appealed her verdict, Johnny did so a few months later. Civil trials can drag on for a very long time, as I mentioned in what every officer should know about the Johnny Depp defamation lawsuit. Let's examine the progression of the Johnny-Amber case. You must be wondering how much longer this situation can go on. The Virginal Court of Appeals has 1 year to make a decision once Johnny formally filed his appeal petition. 7 years after the police first arrived at Amber's penthouse, the investigation would finally be finished. The court system often takes a very lengthy time to process civil matters. The Myra Clark Gaines lawsuit, for instance, took over 55 years to resolve. Nearly 10 years after Alex made libelous remarks about the Sandy Hook shooting victims, the civil Sandy Hook lawsuit against Alex Jones was ultimately resolved in August. Alex, however, just like Johnny, just filed an appeal. If his appeal is successful, a new trial will be held. His case won't probably be resolved until almost 12 years after the initial occurrence. Ideally, it won't take 55 years or even 12 years to finish your case. However, plan for your case to go on for 5–7 years. Investigations into civil cases are a popular issue for many police departments. A commander from a sizable police department interrupted me as I was teaching a civil procedure course last year, and stated, "We are policemen, we don't look into civil problems. We exclusively look into criminal offenses. Police personnel look into criminal cases, not civil ones." Yes, but there's a major catch. Civil torts are often connected to crimes. Additionally, police are required to investigate a wide range of civil cases, including those associated with state laws, such as traffic, forfeiture laws at the state level, or municipal city codes. The justice system is enormous and encompasses much more than just criminal law. The criminal justice system is shown in the infographic below as the target on the left's bullseye. The bullseye is an excellent fit for this illustration because we are the smallest sort of law in our justice system, and many people think we are the center of everything anyway. The civil justice system is represented by the white border surrounding the bullseye. The justice system does not resemble this straightforward illustration at all in reality. Instead, the infographic resembles the picture to the right in every way.